What's going on, everybody? Shameless plug, real quick. Go ahead and follow me, whether you be on Kick, Twitch, or right here on YouTube, where I live stream very regularly, upload videos to YouTube. And if you want to see all my nonsense, I tweet over or not tweet over on X over there. I do appreciate it. Shameless plug, giggity is done. I want to talk about everything that's been going on with Xbox and PlayStation. There was some stuff from PlayStation that kinda happened around 4th of July that really came out, but I didn't get a chance to really talk about it until really right now, and then before I got a chance to talk about it, there was the whole talk about all the layoffs over at Xbox. But first, we got here with PlayStation. This right here was from Pirate Nation. This right here was tweeted July 4th, and this has to do with, well, account terminations here. PlayStation, under its terms of service in April 26, and Section 21 outlined how inactive PSN accounts may be closed if a PSN account remains inactive for 36 months. Sony may begin with account closure process. The account holder will receive an email notification and has 6 months to sign in or request that the account remain active. If no action is taken and the account is closed, access to PlayStation Network services will end. Any digital purchases tied to that account, including games, DLC, and other digital content, will no longer be accessible. According to the term of service, the process is irreversible. Right here, closing your account in 21.2. If you have not used your account for at least 36 months, we may take steps to close it. In that case, we will contact you via email address registered to your account and give you 6 months to either log into your account or contact us and tell us to keep your account open. This right here is a load of bullshit. Them wanting to close your account if it remains be active too long. I mean, who knows what, may be going through. It doesn't matter, right? I have 2 older PSN accounts, one tied to an email address that's no longer being used, and another one tied to a different email, which I don't even remember. I don't even use those accounts anymore, mind you. But the fact is they're just gonna be deleted because I can't use them anymore, which honestly, hear me out, it's fine. I don't use those accounts anymore. But my main PSN account, the one I had recently before I decided to switch to playing on PC, is gonna be deleted. And I mainly kept it around just in case at that time I was gonna play on any Sony titles that required a PSN, ID. But now it's like, well, I don't even wanna use that account anymore, and now you're telling me you're gonna delete it with the money that I have put into that account. It's absolutely ridiculous. I wanna point out something here. Not my Steam account, the one I'm using now. I had an older one. That one was brought up, I wanna say maybe a year or so before, BioShock Infinite came out. I think it was around 2012, I believe. I did have a laptop that could play certain games, and with that, I had a Steam account. I play, games from Windows Live like Halo 2 and, Gears of War. Because at that time, I was still big into Xbox, so I'm like, "Oh, games for Windows Live. I know people hate it, but I can, go onto it, get achievements. That sounds fantastic." So, I had a Steam account. I bought other games on there like Operation Raccoon City and Warhammer 4 was that 4? Warhammer Dawn of War 2, I believe it was. I had those games again to get Steam achievements, not Steam achievements, Xbox achievements. But then what happens? Fast forward to right before I get my gaming PC. I get back on my old account. Keep in mind, we're talking about around 2012 I had this account that's just been inactive for, let's just say, for the better part of over 10 years. This account has not been touched. I haven't done anything with the wish list. None of that. I go to log into my Steam account, get my password back up and running, all that good stuff, right? And my account is still there. Games like Operation Raccoon City, which is still on the Steam page, but you can't access it because the game's for Windows Live transfer over for PC gaming, but it was still in my account. A game that I purchased many years ago. Same thing for Dawn of War 2 when it got switched over. I could play that. Those games were still there. And on a kind of side note, how I am with my profiles is I am very particular. I'm very picky because I don't want to just I used to on my old Xbox profile, just like I'll play this, and that. Now it's like, no, I want to play games I really want to play. I don't want to be like, like, oh, go back and play this game, like, oh, this game's garbage. Like, no, if it's a game I really, really want to play, whether it be new or older, that's how I do it from now on. So I reached out to Steam and I said, hey, can you delete this account? I have a new account. I am no longer interested in this account. They were like, well, we need, the Steam gift cards and whatnot. And keep in mind, again, this is an old ass account. I was like, I don't have access to this stuff anymore. I just want this account deleted. As you can see, I've opened up a new account. I'm starting with a fresh new account. And they said, oh yeah, no problem. They went ahead and deleted it. That profile is no longer there. But kind of the point of my long rambling here is that account for over 15 years was sitting there waiting for me to log back in and to play those games. For all Steam knows, I could have been dead, but it still waited for me. Now with this right here, now with PlayStation saying, hey, go fuck yourself. If you're inactive for, 36 months, you spent thousands of dollars, we're deleting your account. It's gone. Goodbye. Ridiculous. Right here from Razor Fist. And this was from, I believe, July 1st. Important news. This is about, them getting rid of physical games and whatnot starting, what is it, January 1st, 2028. Sony deletes 500 legally purchased movies from your account. So anyways, here's how you're going to buy games now. Even though the licensing agreement expired, it's still the point that those titles should have been there, right? Even if Sony can't sell them anymore, you paid money for these titles. Like, what are we doing here? And again, my old Steam account, I bought Operation Raccoon City for games for Windows Live because I did enjoy the game and I wanted to get achievements in it. Same thing for Dawn of War 2. Game I bought for Windows Live. Both got transferred over to Steam. So it wasn't like I lost access to those games. They were still in my account, especially with Raccoon City not being listed in Steam anymore to be purchased until Capcom fixes it, which we both all know they're not going to. But the point is, those games were taken away from games for Windows Live because that's what they were for, and they got transferred over to being Steam games. So, what about this? And I don't have it, and I should have grabbed it, so that's not bad, my bad. But there was like an account that apparently back, I think it was like from like 2011 or 12 to like 2019. Apparently you could buy movies from Steam, which I didn't even know that. And they no longer do that because it ended in 2019. And there was one guy who was like, Sony pulling all these movies off of your PSN profile, your PSN account. I still have access to all these movies that stopped in 2019 from Steam. So it's like Steam doesn't pull these things from your profile, at least that I'm aware of, because like I said, I had access to these titles until I completely wiped my account. So this is why I'm glad I switched to PC, because I have the freedom to do what I want with whatever platform I want in terms of a storefront, right? I can download, emulated games. I can buy them straight up, or I can sail the high sea, but I choose to give money to the games I want. And that's what I do with Steam. I give them the money because I want to play the games. I want to give the developers money. And this is why I'm glad I am on PC, because I have the storefront, I have the rig that can run a lot of this stuff on the highest end settings. And it's like, if you want my money, you have to come to me. I'm not coming to you. It's not like I have to go out and buy a PlayStation because I want these games, right? No, I have the PC rig right next to me. They have to bring the games to me and interest me to want to buy them, not, oh, I bought PlayStation. So now I'm stuck in this ecosystem. And now it's like I have to go to your games instead of your games coming to me. If that makes sense. It makes sense in my brain, but yeah. So this right here came out today. Yes, today at 6 a.m. for Pirate Nation. Sony's PlayStation Service states that buying a game doesn't mean you own that software itself. According to its agreement, words like buy, purchase, and own don't transfer ownership to the game's intellectual property. Instead, you're given a license to use it, which can be revoked under certain conditions. That's why physical game ownership has become a major topic and everyone's fighting for it. So what does it say here exactly? So under 10.9, except for the rights expressly granted herein, SIE, its affiliates, and its licensors reserve all rights, interests, and remedies in connection with PlayStation and PlayStation content. Upon termination of this agreement, your account or license to any content, you will immediately cease use of the content and delete or destroy any copies. Okay. And the other one right here, 10.1. All intellectual properties, rights subsidizing or subsisting? Subsisting? Yeah. In the content included all software data, services, and other content subsisting in or use in connection with the with our service. I know I'm not the best reader in the world, but I fucking hate legalese. In our services, online ID and access to the content and hardware used in connection with our services belong to SIE, its affiliates, and its licensors. Use of the terms own, ownership, purchase, sale, sold, sell, rent, or buy in this agreement, or in connection with the content does not mean or imply any transfer or ownership of any content, data, or software, or any intellectual property, rights from SIE, its affiliates, or its licensors to or use any third party. Basically, save up your money and get yourself a PC. Switch to PC. I don't even know if I'd recommend anyone in 2026 to get anything console wise. You can argue Nintendo, but the thing is, I don't even trust Nintendo. You shouldn't trust any companies, mind you. And the thing is, there's been times where I've had debates with people where I have to stick up for the companies because people are like pulling random shit out of their asses. Like, for example, like the minimum wage, right? I know this is off topic, but they're like the federal minimum wage should be above 7.25 an hour. I argue keep it at 7.25 an hour. Why? Because there's 95% of jobs out there that will hire you above that price range. For example, unless it's changed, years ago, Walmart changed it to where if you started working at Walmart, you started off at a minimum of $15 an hour, right above the federal minimum wage. A lot of jobs do this. My most recent job I got pay me well above the minimum wage. My previous job, same thing. And as I was working through that job, I was getting pay increases, all that stuff. So right there is like I'm having to stick up for the government because I'm like, keep it at 7.25. Don't listen to these people. But from that, you can't trust Sony. You can't trust Microsoft. You can't trust Nintendo because they keep doing all this stuff. They keep showing you why you shouldn't trust them. And I get it. We love video games. But there has to be a certain point where you put your foot down and say to yourself, how much more am I going to take from these companies? My moment with PlayStation was before the PS5 came out. And there was a lot of stuff at the time Sony was doing that was anti-consumer. And I'm like, why would I want to keep supporting this company? So I just stuck with Xbox because I was a huge Xbox fan. But again, my coming to terms moment for Xbox was I was sitting there playing High on Life on Game Pass. And I just stopped playing. I just because it just hit me. I'm like, why am I paying for Game Pass to get a game like this, because I was having kind of some fun with it at first. But then as I kept playing High on Life, I'm like, this game fucking sucks. And I'm like, this is a big supposed to be a big title coming to Game Pass. Like, is this what I'm paying for Game Pass? Then I switched to PS5. I went back to Sony because I'm like, stick with consoles, plug it into my TV, blah blah blah. And then from that point, I do believe that was 2020. Oh my god, what was it 20? God of War Ragnarok came out. I will say that because there was the God of War Ragnarok bundle. So it was around that time. I honestly I can't remember the time. I know I'm rambling. This video is getting long enough. I'll do a separate video on Xbox later. But it just kind of occurred to me. I'm like, I'm just going to go to PlayStation because at that time it was like, oh, they have exclusive titles. They got the third party support. I'm going to go ahead, make a brand new account, jump on the PlayStation, and have fun with that. And then as stuff just kept going and going and going, I'm like, I don't like what PlayStation's doing. Their lack of exclusivity, the whole reason to get a PlayStation, is not here. I don't like the virtue signaling. I don't like the pandering these companies PlayStation are doing. And then after the whole thing with Charlie Kirk and a lot of the people inside the PlayStation, kind of just shooting their mouths off, I'm like, I'm done. That's why I went to PC. And I have a platform that you have to come to me. You have to show me why I'm coming to support you, not the other way around. And to end out this video, I'm going to say it again. I know it's easier said than done, but save your money up. Whether you get yourself a handheld PC, the Steam machine, you buy a pre-built PC, you build your own PC, or you get a gaming laptop. Jump into the PC ecosystem, learn the ways of PC. It'll do you so much good because there's just so much benefit, honestly, in 2026 and onwards to be a PC gamer. Whether you want to stream online, whether you got to do your taxes, and then when you're done, you go jump on whether it be Steam or even Epic Game Store, GOG, wherever it is to play some games. It is just so beneficial to be on PC in 2026 and onwards. Prices may be up there, but like I said, save up your money, get on PC, get away from these consoles. And that's all I got to say in this video. Again, shameless plug. I know you're watching this video on YouTube. If you guys could subscribe, I really appreciate it. If you want to watch my live streams, I do multi-stream to YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. So follow me on any of those platforms. I'm currently playing XCOM Enemy Unknown, having a lot of fun playing it, a lot of bitching, all that good stuff while I'm playing it. With that being said, I'm done. I'm out. Comment down below. Give me your guys' input. Let me know what you think what's going on with PlayStation. If you're still a PlayStation-centric gamer, how do you feel about what's going on? Let me know in the comment section down below. And if you're on PC or considering making the jump, you want to talk about it, comment down below. I want to interact with you guys. I really do. I'm not like that content creator that's like, I want to put out a video, you guys do whatever. Like, no, I want to interact with the community I'm trying to build. But with that being said, I'm done. I'm out. Everybody take care of themselves. Enjoy this lovely Monday. I'm going to make a video later on today talking about all the stuff going on with Xbox because this video is almost 19 minutes long. So with that being said, I'm out. Take care of yourselves, and I'll talk to everybody in the next video.